Polly here. Finally got around to getting a little snippet of my podcast conversation with Jane Asher. And she hosts the podcast In the Next Room. And her goal with her podcast is to make death dinner time conversation. And she wants to kind of take the stigma away from open and honest conversations about death, the death process, and afterlife. So I got a chance to sit down and talk to her about my book, Finding Purpose, Surprising Wisdom from the Higher Self. So here's a teeny tiny snippet of a really fun and vibrant conversation. And I put the link below to the entire episode and strongly encourage Jane's fascinating podcast about all things death and dying. It's an important part of life, and it's an important part of life for us to face and to talk about and to understand, and it not to be so taboo. So enjoy Jane, enjoy her podcast, and enjoy our conversation together. Thank you.
Tell me about Finding Purpose, the book, The Surprising Wisdom from the Higher Self.
Sure. Yeah, it's a compilation of what I found through my work as a quantum healing hypnosis technique practitioner. And that's a real big mouthful, QHHT. Yes, and for those that might be familiar with Dolores Cannon, a dear, and ridiculously prolific hypnotist in her right, I was trained by her in her technique for healing. And we use hypnosis for physical healing, emotional healing. We connect with the higher self in our QHHT sessions. And what I noticed early on in my career was that a lot of people had the same questions for their sessions, their QHHT sessions. And what was really freaky is even more frequently than the same questions was the same answers for the same questions. And I was like, whoa. So I started taking some meticulous notes in my sessions when it came to 3 specific questions. What is my life purpose? What is my life lesson? And
What does that tell you about the conscious level of all of us and the connection with all of us?
Yeah. So for life purpose, I think that's so important. Of course, also as a psychologist and a psychotherapist, having purpose is so important. Having a purpose in our life, feeling that our time spent here is meaningful, is super important to our mental health.